Okay, Harlow, the book that we're going to read for our session today is Kid Inventors. And before we start our book, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. What do you know about inventors?
They invent things, and they build things, and they make things.
Right. And can you think of any famous inventors? Do you know of any?
Edison,
Mm-hmm.
he made the light bulb.
There, very good. So you know what it is to be an inventor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take turns reading. You start off and read a page, and then I'm going to read a page, and then we'll go through the book like that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Did I read the topic?
Yeah, you can.
Kid power. What do popsicles, snowboards, and trampolines have in common? Kids invented them. An invention is a new product, process, or service. It may be unique or an improvement over something else. Many successful inventors start young when he was just 12 years old. Benjamin Franklin invented swim fins. Another 12-year-old, Margaret Knight, invented a safety device for factory workers. It kept them from getting their fingers injured in machines. What else have kids invented? To make swimming easier, young Ben Franklin invented fins for his hands and feet.
Okay, pretty good. And do you know what the word device means?
Yes.
Okay. So what is a device, do you
A
think?
device is something you go on to do stuff. Like, this is a device.
Yeah, like, right, the computer's like a device. You use it,
You use its stuff
Yeah.
to help you.
yeah. A device is something you use for something.
Mhm.
Maine winters are cold. Growing up in a farm in Maine, Chester Greenwood worked outside in the winter. The bitter cold made his ears turn red and hurt. In 1873, at 15, he made a wire headpiece to cover his ears. He asked his grandmother to sew bear fur on it. He wore it, and his ears were no longer got cold. At first, his friends laughed, but soon they wanted ear protectors too. In 1877, Chester received a patent for earmuffs, which proved he invented them. No one could use his idea without permission. Many of Chester's neighbors worked with him to make earmuffs in their homes to sell in stores. Modern earmuffs are quite similar to the original ones from more than 100 years ago. So, why did Chester Greenwood invent earmuffs?
To keep He wore it and his ears no longer got cold. At first his friends laughed, soon they wanted ear protectors too. So basically it kept his ears warm from getting like frostbite or turning red and hurting.
Right. So he invented earmuffs because he had a problem, right? His problem was his ears were cold. So his solution was to make the invention of earmuffs.
Mhm.
Yeah. And do you know what patent means? To have a patent for something?
Yes. It's something that like you made it, but if somebody tried to copy it, it'd be claimed theirs.
Right. You're like claiming that it's your invention.
Not anybody else's.
Because right here it shows you, it says a patent for earmuffs, which proved he invented them.
Yes.
So that means no one can take his idea.
Mhm.
All right, it's your turn.
Yay! Way cool. What's better on a hot day than a refreshing lick of a popsicle? An 11-year-old Californian invented this treat. In a small amusement park, he sold drinks made from soda water mixed with flavor packets. Frank wondered how a frozen drink would taste. One cold night, he left a glass of flavored soda outside with a wooden stirring stick in it. The soda the soda froze. Frank took his creation to school, and his classmates said it tasted good. When Frank grew up, he made and sold Ipsicles. Kids suggested he change the name to Popsicles. The rest is history. Popsicles are still popular. More than 2 billion are sold each year.
That's a lot.
Like 2 billion is like 100 times 1,000.
Getting a jump on the competition. George Nissen, a natural acrobat, loved tumbling and gymnastics. At the circus, he watched acrobats somersaulting off the safety net. George thought gymnastics on the net would be thrilling. When George was a teenager, he built a bouncing rig. In 1934, with the help of his college coach, Larry Griswold, he constructed the first trampoline. He made it out of scrap metal, canvas, and inner tubes. George and Larry made a portable version, and George demonstrated it everywhere. Trampolines were soon in many gyms, schools, and backyards. In 2000, trampoline gymnastics became an Olympic event. George never stopped being an acrobat. On his 18th birthday, he performed a handstand on the dining room table. And look at this picture right here. It says George Nissen introduces a kangaroo to his invention. That's him and a kangaroo on a trampoline.
That's weird.
So, what does it mean to demonstrate something?
To like prove, like you show something, like
Yeah.
I let you see this and I talk about it. That's demonstrating it.
Yeah, it's when you show how something works, right? Okay. It's your turn.
A skateboard for the snow. Tom Sims took up skateboarding in the 1960s. He loved it, but he was sad that he couldn't board in the winter because of the ice and the snow. To solve his problem, he made a wooden ski board. In junior high shop class at age 12, he kept improving the design. He opened a company to build skateboards and snowboards. Tom designed many boards, including some were especially to fit the feet of girls and women. Tom won many skateboarding and snowboarding competitions. He performed snowboard stunts in a James Bond movie. He made snowboarding cool. In 1998, snowboarders began competing at the Winter Olympic Games. Modern snowboards allowed riders to perform many tricks.
So, very good. What do the inventors of the trampoline and the snowboard have in common?
They both can be They can be taken anywhere.
Well, let's look back at page 7. The last paragraph talks about trampoline gymnastics becoming.
It was both an Olympic event.
Yeah, they both were in the Olympics.
But the same thing that was not in common was one was in the snow, and it had to be done in winter, and this one couldn't be done in snow. It could be the summer, spring, and fall.
Yeah.
Well, fall is the worst part because you get leaves all over it. And then it's sweeping off.
All right, designing girl. 11-year-old Cassidy Goldstein had a school project due and nothing to use but broken crayons. She needed something that would hold small crayon pieces so she could draw with them. It had to be the right size to hold the pieces tight. Cassidy remembered that roses from the flower shop come with a small tube of water to keep them fresh. She used one of the tubes to make a prototype or model of her invention. She received a patent for her crayon holder in 2002 and was named Youth Inventor of the Year. And right here in this picture, you can see it says Cassidy's father started a company to help other kids develop and market their inventions.
Did the crayon holders keep the crayons together and then later you can use